Right, so Jennifer, there's this thing called B-Side we've been thinking about.
Yep.
I need to know what it's all about.
That's where we went wrong earlier on. We didn't have a whiteboard because when you're coming up with ideas, you need a whiteboard with space in it and some pens and you can draw something. So we've got two ideas here.
I wanted Generation X not to feel left out. That's the other thing as well. I feel like being a Generation Xer.
That is the generation that was skipped over.
You have to have at least 3 ideas. That's why I learned in consulting. But 3 reasons, you can't argue with 3 reasons. If I can give you 3 reasons for anything, you'll be completely convinced.
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, what I'm thinking about right now, this is the creative me, like, look, I can fix myself onto the whiteboard. I'm the Gen Y that became a millennial that's now like a X-lineal. This was an introductory lesson on how to like something for Gen X. Actually, what's the symbol on LinkedIn?
It's actually a thumb going the other way.
Oh my goodness, it is. Okay, there we go. That is an awkward looking thumb, by the way. This says LinkedIn is really trying to become Facebook.
Generation Xers were slackers, and you know those famous movies, you know, in the 90s, Clerks and others that were all about that thing. And then those people grew up and they got MBAs and did their corporate jobs for a while, and they didn't drop out anymore, they got in. And then after a while again, they just thought, this is all meaningless, I want to go do something useful with my life now. And here we are in 2018 on LinkedIn.
I think people have studied this. I don't know where I know all of these things from. Maybe I don't know them, I'm making it up. But things on the right-hand side are more powerful in Western culture. So this hand coming in from this side it's a handshake, but with a thumbs up at the same time. Please like me. Even though I'm using my wrong hand, I'm not quite sure.
No, I think that's gonna be my approval method now. When I meet someone and I actually like them, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I like you. Wow, this is what too much coffee does. There's a lot of misconceptions about Gen X, but definitely the marketing right now all flies to the young side. And it's pretty annoying. Like, it is a little bit like that buzzing bee in your face. Like, hey, listen to me, listen to me, listen.
It might not have been psychology, it might have been Little Red Riding Hood, you know, because really she had the porridge where...
that wasn't Little Red Riding Hood.
Did she have the porridge, or was that she
that was Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Yeah, Little Red Riding Hood went skipping through the forest to get eaten by a wolf. People without an ADHD disorder. Likes is totally an economy right now. It is.
No, we're going to do some jump cuts here, put some graphics and have a scrolling ticker on the bottom. Otherwise, anybody under the age of 40 is not going to watch it.
We're also making your logo in red right now, which you were saying has some effect on people's attention span.
Right, yeah. I think all of the social media platforms have worked out that unless a notification is in red, people don't pay attention to it.
Just on cue, there is a fire engine going by. That gets your attention.
And it's what color?
Yeah, it's a red.
It's red. By the way, have you seen fire engines that are blue? I've seen them. They're completely strange.
And also hats. People will need to wear more hats, I think is the conclusion that I came to out of it.
Yeah, their shoulders were slumped down and they were like just about to turn 30.
You gotta...
Well, the only 2 hats I had at home was a sombrero and a baseball cap that's 2 sizes too small for me. My advice to my younger self, you know, as a 40-year-old, my advice to my 21-year-old self and stuff like that.
But learning all of that advice, I mean, that was fruitful, right?
There's no question that, and your 21-year-old self would go, stop bothering me, go away, granddad.
So this is going out to LinkedIn. Maybe we should talk about business a little bit as well.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Awkward silent moment. Business?
You and I are both in business.
Yes.
You know, so I think we're qualified. We've been in various types of businesses and we have our own business. So you can actually talk about business, I think, without wearing a suit.
We don't have to look like we're dying in a business box.
And people are alive inside if we hook them up to one of those.
I promise they have a heartbeat.
But people's eyes are dead, and I noticed that in an event I went to, and I forget sometimes. You know, I've been in the corporate world for a long time, and I look like that, no doubt, as well. But now I don't. I go and do other things and help people kind of do what they love in their life.
Yo! Like, whoa!
And then went into like some sort of line dancing thing.
People just like snickering under their breath, and I was like, all right, that didn't work.
And then I go to a corporate event and I forget that that's not what you do. You don't say, hey, what's really going to make you come alive?
I feel like this is a moment to say kale yeah.
This moment brought to you by Kale Producers of Fairbank.
Kale yeah, right? There's a t-shirt involved in that. Wrong! Wrong! I was like, no, wait, because they were like, I was stuck on that whole like, wait, can you waste, are you ever wasting time? I feel like this is one of those moments when you can spot the creative in the room, because they're normally not fitting into the box and look way too happy. No, it's like, this is a business event. Sit down and look miserable for a few minutes, could you? Can you complain about the fact that it's Monday? Is all of it just building energy? And so I feel like sometimes right now, I'll be in a moment where I am not doing anything check off the list productive, but I trust that I need also those moments of like, maybe let's phrase this as, I'm gathering the energy to go be really productive by procrastinating and delaying it. It seems to work though with that positive spin, and I don't get as mad at myself. And I definitely think that business has a fun side, and it's mainly just the people that are losing the passion for life that end up being the majority, feeding that stereotype that business has to be boring.
Dallas, it's hot and cheap. I'm not sure how that's going to go.
It's quickly not becoming cheap. That's the problem, right?
But
do I read as casual as you are?
No, I'm much more casual than you.
I feel like it's very different male versus female on this. Because females just inherently look way more dressed down when they're in baseball caps and t-shirts. And don't get me wrong, I like being dressed down and casual, but is it more acceptable for guys to be in t-shirts?
Yes. It's probably the right answer.
Well, no,
with you.
no, right?
No,
This
with you,
is a
yes,
question.
Yes. I think there's actually been research done on this, and when men and women dress at the equivalent level of casualness or business casualness, people perceive the women to be further dressed down than men. That's actually been researched, and I'll find what that link is and we'll post it in the show notes. And
Yeah, with the adjustment for what is expected out of a female, am I as casual as
Yes,
you in a
are.
t-shirt?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Right?
There's like a discount rate that you apply to it. So I'm also interested in the viewers to hear your views on business casual, and also what's a tasteful way to promote your business on your own clothing, if at all.
That's
Please
not a
do
good
not do
idea.
that. That is not a good idea. In my 20s, I used to be, in my early 20s, an electronic music DJ. So when I think about songs that take me back to an era, most of them are like... Yeah, that was one of my favourite ones that I was just singing back then. This might be the pet peeve show as well. This is something I just thought about. Maybe this is just a venting section. Actually, there's quite a long list of things that...
That you could come up with. But, yeah. I've nicknamed social media the narrative reality. Like, we have a reality, and then we have this narrative that we pull out of reality, and we feed that into the machine that is the social environment. I like the amount of movement we can have here.
The non-movement.
The non-movement, because that seems, well, you know, because normally it's a talking head that's just like, right, I can't even get close enough to the camera, but you just watching this head in this window.
Yeah.
The closer that narrative reality can be to how life really works, I think the healthier we will be. If you don't learn how to build the construct, breaking it down often comes out of ignorance.
Maybe let's have a section where we make up words.
Oh, I have words that I use. But if you work really hard to learn the construct and how it was built, then when you break those rules, you're doing it out of a different motivation than ignorance, and you can always rebuild it.
Okay, so this is us talking about what B-side can be, so please tune in again to see Jennifer and I talking about this, or maybe something completely different.